I know many people, they want to find their calling in life. I think this is especially true for individuals in mid to late career. I know I've had a lot of clients over the years that have come to me and they were either caught up in a reduction of workforce or they lost their job somehow. A few of them were even still working. But they said, Bill, I've been doing the same thing for the last 25 or 30 years and I want to do something different. I want to do something more meaningful. I just don't know what that something is. So a little history with me. Before I was career coaching, I was in technology for over 25 years. I had gone back to school in my mid-50s. I did a master's program in leadership, and one of the classes in leadership that I ended up taking was in executive coaching. And I really enjoyed that one class. In fact, so much so that after I graduated, I went into another program and I became a credentialed coach. So if you are new to my channel, my name is Bill Benoist. I'm a certified professional career coach here in Silicon Valley. I primarily work with individuals in mid to late career. One of the things that I discovered after taking my practice full time was something called the VIA Survey of Character Strengths. It was in my coaching program, started talking about this. It was on a Penn State server and it was under something called positive psychology. And what kind of rang a bell in my head was that I had heard about positive psychology in my master's program. And what I found interesting about it was that the founder of positive psychology, or who is often considered the founder, Dr. Martin Seligman, he was still out there practicing. I mean, there's different disciplines in psychology. There's cognitive and behavioral and all these others. And those founders have, long since passed on. But Seligman was still out there and he was still active. He was the one that, together with a couple other people, he created this VIA survey of character strengths. What's really kind of cool about it, it's on the Penn State servers, and I'm going to show you this in just a moment, is that it's 100% free. You have to register for it, but they don't spam you or anything. What they do is they utilize the demographics of your registration. They're, extrapolating data, and this is how they make these various studies. And one of the studies that I came across, it was in a different program that I took on Coursera. It was just an individual class. It was called The Science of Well-Being. I'm going to put a link to it in the notes section below because it is one of the most popular courses. In fact, I believe it is the most popular course on Coursera. It's fascinating. It's fascinating, and it's filled with a number of scientific studies, but it's really easy to watch. And one of the things that they found in the Science of Well-Being was they were studying the VIA survey of character strengths. The research was showing that if an individual was able to use 4 of their top signature strengths on a weekly basis, it would actually lead to their calling. So what was the important part here was, are you able to use these signature strengths in the job that you're doing? Is it possible? And that was the key right there. So for some individuals, it's just simply not possible. For other individuals, it may be possible, but they just did not know the importance of this. And what they're finding is that individuals that were actually utilizing these strengths were becoming much more in love with their job that they were doing. They literally found it as a purposeful part of their career, and they were just much more happier. But other individuals, if they were in career transition or they were looking for a new job, it was highly suggestive that they were to look at the job that they were applying for and ask themselves, will I be able to use my strengths in this position? I want to show you this assessment. And again, like I say, it's completely free. The assessment is 240 questions. It takes about 35 minutes to complete. And what's really kind of cool about this is that it will hold the history of your assessments. So you could take it today and then you can come back in 10 years and take it again. And believe me, I have done this. So again, please, this is not woo-woo stuff. This is if you are interested in pursuing your calling, discovering your calling, this is the path that can lead you there. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you. So I apologize for the difference in sound quality. I'm actually sharing my screen, which requires me to use a different microphone right now. Try to make some adjustments to get it as smooth as possible with the rest of this video. With your browser open, you want to go to the website AuthenticHappiness.org, and I will leave a link in the notes section below this video. But this actually redirects you to the University of Pennsylvania, their web servers there. They have a specific web page set up for Authentic Happiness. You notice down here, this is Dr. Martin Seligman. Like I say, many people consider him the father of positive psychology. I think he's still currently employed at the university. He is the department chair out there. What you want to do is you want to go up here to the top where it has questionnaires. All of these are different assessments and they're completely free to take. All you have to do is register on the site, and again, as I mentioned before, they're not going to spam you or anything. They just simply use the information that you're provided, demographic information, because they'll extrapolate different reports from here for different studies. And again, I mean, if you are familiar with the Myers-Briggs, the VIA survey of character strengths has been studied even more so than the Myers-Briggs. A lot of validation behind this, but all of these assessments are really interesting to take. And one of the real cool things about this is that when you register for this site, keep a note someplace of the username you're using and the password, because you can come back to this at any point in time and you can retake something and it will still have the history of, say, the first assessment that you took. But there's a lot of assessments on here. There's the GRIT survey, which is a very popular one. There's the gratitude survey, the optimism test, PERMA meter. All different things are very fascinating. But what I want you to be zooming in on and paying attention to is this one right here, the VIA survey of character strengths. And when we click on this, it takes you here and you see right off the bat, it's 240 questions that you will be asked. Now, I'm not going to go through this. I've already gone through it. What I want to show you next is when I'm going to go back over here to this link, questionnaires. It says Questionnaire Center. And when I click on that, it actually has all of the different assessments that I have taken. So if you go down here, you see VIA survey of character strengths, and my top strength is gratitude. I'll show you how we can use that in just a moment in our careers. But what I want to bring over here is just, I'm going to click on details for a moment because I want you to see something down here at the bottom. Look at this, past results. Look at the dates here. I mean, I first took this in 2011. I took it again in 2017, a couple of times in 2017. And then just recently, I just took it in the last couple of days. So you see, my top strength is gratitude. My second strength is kindness and generosity. My third is capacity to love and be loved. Fourth is appreciation of beauty and excellence. Number 5 is fairness and judgment. If I click on show more, it's going to show you all 24 of my strengths. And you may be thinking to yourself, well, you know, Bill, you do career-related videos. I don't understand how kindness and generosity or gratitude or capacity to be loved or to love and be loved. How can you actually, you know, take those and use them in a career? There's a neat little trick that I discovered recently, works really well, is using ChatGPT to give you some ideas. So let's just take this one here, capacity to love and be loved. You know, it's not something that you would think of that's career related, right? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, edit copy, and I'm going to go to a ChatGPT prompt, and I'm going to write in here, how can I use the VIA character strength of, and I'll paste that in there, in my career. Now let's see what it comes up with. The VIA Survey of Character, Strength, Capacity to be Loved is all about forming deep, meaningful relationships and feeling a strong sense of connection to others. In your career, especially as a career coach, because it knows I'm a career coach, this strength can be incredibly valuable. Here are some ways you can use this. And this is highlighting what I do, but let's just do this again. I'm going to copy this prompt, and I'm going to put it down here. But I'm going to change something. How can I use the VIA survey to love and be loved in my career as a program manager? As a program manager can be a powerful tool for building strong teams, fostering collaboration, and creating a positive work environment. So you hear fostering strong team relationships, building trust with stakeholders, encouraging open communication, supporting team members' growth, resolving conflicts with empathy, balancing workload and well-being, creating a positive work culture. It just goes on and on. So the question is, and what I need you to ask yourself, are you able to use 4 of our top strengths? Can you use them every single week? 4 of them, not just 1, 4 of them, every single week in your current position. Is it possible? If it is, start doing it. You're going to see a lot of positive changes. But if not, or if you're in career transition or you're looking for a new job, then ask yourself for the new jobs that you're applying for, will you be able to use these strengths? So I hope you found this video informative and useful. If you haven't already done so, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification as I do upload new career tips and strategies every Tuesday. Thanks for stopping by, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care.